Don't ask for it.
Oh man, it's the Jim and Terry show. Do we sound like we've been dragged through the... Oh, let me fix this. My good friend Jim had his mic disabled.
Well,
we are disabled, are we not?
I don't blame you for that. I've been talking a lot this morning, just you and me chatting back and forth.
Yeah. Well,
And-
cheers. We don't often clink our mugs, but
Clink.
we're getting to the age where you never know
You're
whether
just
this...
like me pulling my shoulder out, trying to get this to my face.
You're going to get tangled up in the wires. Clink, clink. Here we go.
Glub, glub.
Glug, 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 glug. Yes, the Jim and Terry show coming to you somewhat in a state of, I said disabled. We are challenged to find the positive, to find the sunshine and the rainbow and the pot of gold, because it just feels like we're being either buried under snow or rain or bad news or can it get any worse? Yes, it can. Reality checks for us. So we're going to try to wade through several chats about this stuff, and maybe we'll start with Trump's cabinet meeting yesterday. Get it out of the way, because this is where insanity prevails, and if people voted for that guy, they're the ones I would like to have a talking to, a serious finger wagging and
unfortunately,
scolding.
they're going to have to come to the conclusion themselves, because when you're hearing just what you're hearing from the source you're normally getting it from, they're not thinking, they're not hearing the repercussions of the things that he's doing. For instance.
Yeah, let's give a for instance.
Well, for instance, his health minister, J.R. Kennedy Jr.
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. I never get it right. I wasn't really aware that the chicken pox was eradicated until he started traveling around the country telling people not to get vaxxed. And then it went from 56, got it, to 256 at this particular point. And now,
that's chickenpox you're talking about, not measles, the outbreak in Texas?
Well, the measles. It is measles.
Okay.
Yeah.
124 cases yesterday I checked on, and one fatality of a child unvaccinated, and the bulk of all those 120 cases are unvaccinated.
Yeah, we had it eradicated, and
Yes.
and
Well,
the
no
only
deaths
people
in
that
10
want
years.
the only people that want Americans and Canadians dead are the adversary. So, like, Soviet Union, China. So you're buying into an unbelievable lie, and I won't argue the fact that, yeah, sure, pharmaceutical companies are making a fortune on all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, vaccines work. They've always worked. And now we got another problem that we find in a more recent one, where Ebola virus has broken out, the Black Plague has broken out, and the aid that kept that under control and in check, well, guess what that was from? U.S. aid.
U.S. aid.
And they can't. And Musk said, "Oh, it was a little mistake," and they laughed. And they laughed, little mistake, but we're going to fix things.
And how many people are dying from these
Well, they didn't
little
fix
mistakes?
it. The workers say no. Everything's locked up. There is no workers and there is no money. So it didn't come through. So they're just going to let
So
people
there is no
die.
distribution of
No distribution
aid.
of the...
So here's I think it's the Democratic Republic of the Congo that's got the Ebola virus outbreak, and they don't even know if it's Ebola necessarily. They're not sure at this point. But either way, you hold up aid, which is dollars and chemical pharmaceuticals distribution going into poor areas of the world, third world countries. U.S. aid is the dominant. It's not through the UN. It's U.S. aid that gets most of this
Which was established
help.
by John F. Kennedy.
Yes, which
for
is
goodwill,
yeah.
for goodwill, and also to spread the wealth. And we know that this current administration, everything's about money. He's even said, if you want to come to America, pay $5 million.
Right.
We'll get you a gold green card with perks.
Yeah, I saw a lot of social media activity about that, and people saying, if I can get $5 million for selling my U.S. citizen, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but he wants to control that, so he wants the $5 million. Not going to, all the stuff that they're saving is not going to go anywhere to the American people. It's going to go to Trump. Everybody should know that. Whatever savings they say they find, it is not savings for the American people. it is savings for Trump and the oligarchs.
Yeah, and it's just like the tax situation, which you have always said, but
Yep.
it's true.
Yep.
If they drop a percentage point or something of the taxes to the billionaires, they don't. That's just not a tax cut to them. They need to get the money somewhere, so they stop Medicare.
Yep.
They stop all of that, and they
Yeah.
take that $800 million so they can give it to the likes of Musk and
Yep.
other oligarchs. And are you okay with that, audience? Are you okay with that way of setting up things? I'm not, and I'm, as I said, a conservative, but I'm not a cruel.
All right,
conservative.
there are a couple of things. One point is to stay on the U.S. cabinet meeting, Trump's cabinet meeting,
Yeah.
and talk about the word subsidy. What does he mean when he talks about Canada? And he listed 3 provinces: Alberta first, Saskatchewan second, and British Columbia third. Were listed in a cabinet meeting.
Yeah.
And the topic was under subsidies, and he went on to say, "Oh, we subsidize, and you can do."
Well, he said he subsidized Canada for
200
$200 billion, and the United States doesn't subsidize Canada for anything.
Nothing.
Basically, we have products they want to buy. We don't force it on them.
No.
And they buy it. That's not a subsidy. That
No.
is you're purchasing products from Canada because they're either superior products or they're cheaper products or they're better products.
Or
And
we're part of the interconnected auto chain, supply chain,
Yes.
and it comes to us because that's what we agreed to trade for.
Yeah, the agreement. Oh, yeah, an agreement. I forgot. It's only an agreement for you. It isn't an agreement for Trump.
Right, we forgot about that.
He doesn't have agreements,
Oh,
really.
who did that NAFTA 2.0, the USMCA? It was Trump. He broke his own agreement.
Well, but did you hear him bitching about it? Who did that? Who made such a horrible deal? An historical horrible. It's just the worst horrible deal ever. Who made it? And then, of course, the comedians got
Yes.
over. And it's him signing the agreement between
That's right.
Canada.
And saying it was the greatest agreement
this
ever.
was the greatest agreement ever. The guy is nuts.
And yet they voted for him. And I have family members who support that belief that, oh yeah, you couldn't have Kamala Harris. You had
Well,
to
I
have
believe
Trump.
I probably got family members that support him.
Well, it's to me when the world is black has become white and left is right, and there's just all this. Well, Zelensky said it. Trump and his world, MAGA world, live in this misinformation bubble. Zelensky said it out loud. We had Macron in the Oval Office taking the arm of the president.
Good
No,
for
no,
him,
no.
I
No,
saw
no,
that.
no, no, no,
Good
no.
for him. He said, yeah, let's be clear on this. Number one, Europe, listen to me, please, our listeners. United States is not the biggest contributor to Ukraine's war.
No.
They're not the biggest. And even what they do contribute to the war, remember they manufacture what they're giving to them. That creates jobs in America. That's why countries sometimes like wars to go on and on and on and on.
Deplete the old
'Cause
stock.
somebody's making millions and millions
Yeah.
of dollars. People like Musk and that, not him in particular in this case, but he has military contracts.
Yeah.
So that's manufactured in America, sent over there as an aid to that country because you believe in democracy. But they did not give more than the European Union.
It's about 60-40 percentage.
Yeah.
60% from the
Yeah.
EU, 40%
Yeah.
from the U.S. Mind you, the U.S. is one country. The EU is what? I don't know the number of countries in the EU. But they
But
could be
they're the big daddy.
and the EU could be one country more if things work out. Trudeau's in Europe talking to the E EU.
And I would go that way. I mean, you have no choice now because I honestly believe Trump has no intentions of leaving the presidency. None. He ain't going to go. He's a dictator. I promise you, our listeners. If you backed him, you backed the wrong guy.
Not just-
in history. In history.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're a Canadian and you're backing him, you've backed the wrong guy no matter what, because if you become the 51st state, we've said it on this show 1,000 times, you will be the inferior state.
You will give
will
up.
be a welfare state.
Yep.
You will be the joke of the rest of America, and you're just going to have, we're going to have all our resources sucked out I mean, put it this way. Trump said 95% Canada depends on us. 4%. I don't know where
Yes.
the other 1% is.
I don't know either.
4% depends on America.
I heard that number too.
Oh, and by the way, we should have that pipeline put in. Well, wait a minute. Why? You don't need oil. You said you don't need it.
That's right.
You don't need our oil.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
Keystone Pipeline is back on the table.
We're going to put 25% on your wood. Why? You said you don't need our wood.
Oh my!
Why are you doing that? And he's made it very clear. And again, for the Canadian population, understand this. I just heard him say it.
Yeah.
He is going to make it so nothing can be sold from Canada into the United States. He's going to suck our economy dry. We need to find other economies, and then we really do have to bolster our military, because I'm telling you, if it goes long enough, he will invade Canada for those resources.
Yeah, I'm
He's
still.
gonna.
I'm still hoping.
Have I not been right so far? Come on.
It's not to differ with you too much, but a little pushback. I hope there is the undercurrent and underpinning of U.S. foreign policy, diplomacy, politics, and military that says this guy is effing nuts, and we will not obey an illegal, unlawful order. And there is no legality to Canada, to invading Canada, to disrupting Canada at all.
Oh yeah, you think this? Okay, listen to this. The Attorney General for Trump,
Pam Bondi,
he
corrupt
said,
politician from Florida.
Did you hear what one of my favorite guys down there, skinny neck, pencil neck.
Adam Schiff.
And I love Adam Schiff. But Adam Schiff asked him. He said, the guy that turned down this job said that.
This is for the FBI, deputy
the
FBI.
FBI, yeah.
Not Pam Bondi.
Sorry, the FBI.
Yeah.
Said either you're a coward. What was the two options, Terry? Quick.
I don't
Either
remember
you're
that
a-
exchange.
Either you're a coward. Anyways, so Schiff asked him, "Are you the coward or the other one?" And he said. So Schiff said, "Your lack of answer means you're the coward. You're the guy who's getting
Coward or complicit, I don't know which one. But there you go, the Jim and Terry Show. We're off. We're warming up. Stay tuned. Bye-bye for now.